Hi there, my name is Athena Chaprinsky and I'm a career advisor with the Langley School District. Welcome to our virtual Youth Train and Trades tour. You may or may not know we have 7 Youth Train and Trades programs in our district. These programs are an amazing opportunity if you want to finish the first year of a trade before graduating high school, start your career early, as well as earn credits for post-secondary and high school at the same time. Usually we'd have the opportunity to take you to each one of these programs, but since we can't host you at the schools right now, we still wanted to show you the spaces where you'd be learning if you applied and were accepted into one of these programs. We're here at the Langley School Board office where we'll begin our tour, but before we begin, I'd like to acknowledge that all of our schools reside on the traditional, ancestral, and unceded territories of the Matsqui, Kwantlen, Katzie, and Semiahmoo First Nations. Okay, let's go. So here we are at Aldergrove Community Secondary School, which is lucky enough to host 3 of our 7 Youth Train and Trades programs: Automotive Service Technician, Carpentry, and Hairstylist. Let's go inside and check them out. So we're at the carpentry shop. This is where you'll learn the ins and outs of construction, how to read blueprints and plans, and learn everything to stay safe on the job. Let's go meet Andy Gaumont, the instructor, and learn a little bit more.
Hi Athena, welcome. So welcome to the carpentry shop. This is technically the general shop at Aldergrove Secondary School. So right in front of you here we can see the general classroom area. You're kind of used to seeing that. We do cover a fair bit of theory in the course, and I'll talk about that in a minute. The nice thing about this course and this place is we can move everything around and create a lot of space for building things. So on that note, the course is all about construction and introduction to house building and kind of getting into the construction industry, whether you want to build high rises, shopping malls, a house, a cabin, or deck, anything like that. We kind of cover the basics to kind of get you into the industry. A fair bit of theory in the course, so we have to be aware that we do sit down and do some paperwork. It's required of every post-secondary exam. We quickly go through that and start building and practicing in the shop and working on tools. So you can see we're not totally set up like a regular wood shop. We have some basic equipment here on the perimeter, but the course really focuses on a lot of portable power tools, skill saws, miter saws, the kind of thing that's really found in the industry. And it gives us a lot of space to build buildings. At the end of the course, we actually custom build, design, deliver, and set up sheds for local customers. Could be staff members in school, other community members. So students are really involved in the whole design conceptualization all the way to the building and the installation of a project. So it's a real holistic experience, and it's really satisfying to get it from start to finish like that. Touch a little bit on engineering, how to build a house on the West Coast wet climate to keep it from rotting and molding. So it's a lot of more advanced, more scientific sort of approach to building as opposed to things that were kind of thrown together in the good old days. So it's a real nice mix of theory and practical, and the students come away with a really broad base of experience in the trade and kind of stepping into the industry early, getting it done before they're done the grade 12, which is a real bonus. And most students say they have a great time when they're here and learn a lot in the process. So hopefully we'll see you here one day.
Thank you so much for telling us a little bit more about the carpentry program, Mr. Gaumont. Let's go check out the next spot. Here we are in the back of Aldergrove, where our automotive shop is, and that's where you'll be learning how to work on real cars, doing repairs and maintenance, and learning with Darren Jones. Let's go inside and check out the space.
Hi Athena, thank you so much for bringing everyone by. Hello everyone and welcome. Sorry this is a little bit weird. This is our first time doing something like this virtually, but I'm really glad you got a chance to come by and check out our shop. So come on in and we'll show you around. So in our Youth Train and Trades program, there's about 16 students in here. So we got lots of space, about 2 students per desk. And we're gonna be in here from about 8:30 in the morning till lunchtime. We take a coffee break, don't worry. And in here we're working on our lessons and our theory side of the course. So students are usually assigned some homework, which is some reading. So if you're in the Youth Train and Trades program, what you're purchasing is the textbook and the modules here. So for example, on an average day, a student would go home and read the module in the evening. The next day we would come in here in the morning and we would have a discussion about it. So PowerPoints, no reading when you're in here, just discussions about everything that we've learned the night before. After lunch, however, is when the fun really gets started. That's when we get to leave the classroom and we get to go out in the shop. So I'll show you our space out here and some of the stuff that we have to offer. So it's a 5-bay shop, as you can see here. Each bay is set up unique for doing different jobs. different projects going on. We are a live shop, so we work on all sorts of things, students' cars, teachers' cars, long-term projects, you name it, we pretty much work on it. I'm a hot rod guy by nature, so we work on some random stuff. This is a Student 63 Meteor that he's restoring. So we have our welder, we have our tire equipment for changing and balancing tires. We do have some custom sheet metal work because we do some auto body around here. Not much, but if the need occurs, we're able to do that as well. And then we also have lab exercises. So on days that are a little bit slow for customer work, students might try and do a tune-up or fire up the engine, take things apart, put things back together, all to try and learn hands-on our curriculum. And then our final piece that we're absolutely so proud of around here is our school's race car. So we got a 1969 Beaumont. Now students have built this, students race this, students maintain it, and this is a big part of our program. We go out to lots of car shows, lots of events. We try to participate in the community as much as possible with this stuff. We even host a car show here. But this is most at home at Mission Raceway. And that's where we have a lot of hands-on learning too. Nothing like being at the racetrack and having to do last-minute repairs and fixes to get that car ready to go to really solidify the learning that goes on around here, and in such a fun way as well. Thank you very much for coming by. And whilst this is really short-winded, you do know where to find me. If you have any questions, you can email or you can even stop by the school. I know we have to follow the COVID regulations, so if you mask up and you want to come down here and see the space in person because you're getting serious about taking this program, then that would be fantastic. I'm sure you're going to have a lot more questions than we can do in this quick little session. But thank you very much for watching, and hopefully this at least gives you the basic rundown of what we do down here in the Youth Train and Trades program.
Thanks so much for showing us the Auto Shop, Jones. Let's go check out the next program. So here we are in front of the Recreations Hairdressing Salon, where you'll learn to style, cut, and color hair, and you'll have the opportunity to work on community clients' hair as well. You do this all under the instruction of Charlene White. Let's go inside and look at the space and ask her some questions.
Thanks for stopping by. Welcome, and I'm going to show you a tour of this cosmetology lab. Across the hall, we have our classroom where we do theory, and here is where we do practical. So let's get started. Students are going to have their own mannequin to work on practical, and then they're also going to have their own tools, so it will transfer into doing real-life clients. Over here, we have a fridge, a microwave, kettle, coffee, so students can stay local. And over here, we have the sinks for real-life clients. Come with me. The color bar is the best part. Here we store our color, our lightener, and this is the color wheel that you're going to get to know. Students are going to have to do 300 of outside hours. They're called practical salon hours. And then in class, we're going to do 990 in school hours. Together combined, the students will be able to receive their Level 1 hair certificate by the Industry Training Authority. Thank you for stopping by, and we'll see you next time. See you.
Here we are at DW Poppy, which hosts a satellite campus for BCIT's electrical program. We're in front of the electrical program entrance just around the side of DW Poppy. Phil McAnally is the instructor, and it's shocking how much he'll teach you about repairing and maintaining complex electrical systems and power equipment. Come, I'll introduce you.
Hi, welcome to BCIT. This is our electrical trades training. This would be the classroom space that you would be taking your training in. Under normal situations, there are 16 students within this classroom. On the wall space here, we see we've got some lab equipment, some motor control equipment that would be the hands-on application. We do the theory training within this classroom as well. More motor control equipment over here for hands-on learning. Typically there's going to be 8 of these lab benches within our classroom space here as well. So this is where the students are going to be getting their hands-on practical application of the theory that we learn in class on different types of circuits. I would say about 70% of the information that we teach you here in the Electrical Foundations program is theory. The other 30% portion is the hands-on training, which we do in the shop space, and I'll take you there next. So here we have some new outdoor workbenches. The covered system here is pretty nice. We've got some workbenches and some vices that we can utilize, and we've got some bundles of pipe up top here that my students will cut up, and we can build some lab projects out of, or shop projects. Okay. Our shop space here at DW Poppy is 2 student-built 40-foot containers that have been married sort of side by side. So if we can sort of walk down through here, student projects go up on either wall here. This would be where students are accessing all of their different switches and receptacles and devices they would require. They can draw their wire out from the wire reels located on this container, and then if you follow me around, so once again, more student workspace on either side so that they're able to wire their projects up. So this is your work area that you're gonna be attending within the program. Typically, we're gonna do 1 day a week for the entire length of the program out here, getting our hands on abilities up to par so that when you leave the program, you are going to be successful apprentices entering into the workforce. Okay, and hope to see you here soon.
Thanks so much, Phil, for showing us the electrical program where all the students are going to be doing their learning. Okay, on to the next one. Here we are at the School of Horticulture at KPU's Langley campus. If you're into plants, all things green, and being outside, this program is for you. It's one of the few of its kind in Canada to become certified in the trade of landscape horticulture. Let's meet Jamie Lamont, an instructor and co-chair of the horticulture department, and have him show you around. We've crossed the overpass and are now at the horticulture field labs. Jamie will come show you around.
Hi, Athena, thanks. Just want to introduce the workspace on the field lab side of campus here. The idea is when you're finished your classroom, your instructional time, we actually come across the bypass here and we're actually on the tools. Real world situations, working with the equipment, putting your hands on it, experiencing things you've never done before is what we're all about here at Kwantlen. One other thing we teach in the level 1 is plant ID. So we actually use all of the plant material that's on campus. What color is it? How big does it get? What's the leaf shape? Where does it grow? We want the right success. At the end of the day with plant ID and horticulture itself, the right plant in the right place will be successful, and that's our goal. You have the knowledge, you know the who, the what, the where, the why, and we practice it daily during class. So another place where the fun happens is outside here in our field lab. You can actually see one of the construction elements. They've started to build and develop some of the small versions of a deck. So fundamentals, how to use the tools, basically the basics. Make it exciting, right? To actually get to do stuff and build stuff and see that you completed something by the end of the day. What we have here is a fine example of student pollarding. This is not tree topping. People always think these look like Dr. Seuss trees because of the big knuckles that are formed on the ends of the trees. Students have created this. This allows the use of large-leafed, broadleaf trees, big trees, in a small space year after year. Here we are at our field lab again, and we're in our golf course, a 3-hole golf course we have on site. One of the things we do here, many of the things we do here I should say, is we look after the drainage situation here as part of a grading and drainage class. We look after irrigation, which is installing, adjusting, working with a functioning irrigation system on a golf course. We also look after the turf. We look after the health of the turf, we look after the science of the turf. These are all really interesting subjects. We're not just pushing a lawnmower.
Thanks so much for showing us around, Jamie. Here we are at Langley Secondary School that hosts our piping and plumbing program. Let's head around back and check out the shop. Here we are around the back of the school where the piping and plumbing classroom is. Dave Lally works hard to get you mentally and physically prepared for working on the job and has you working with real materials and on projects that you'd see on the site. Let's go inside and have him show you the shop.
Hi Athena, welcome to the plumbing shop. So we're going to take you on a little tour this morning. Let's start with the classroom. So we have this classroom here. We do some of our theory work in here, but a lot of the theory work is done at home. We have these textbooks here, which are very in-depth, give us lots of detail and the fundamentals of what we need to learn so that we can apply those out in the shop. Here we have our acetylene torch. So students will learn to solder pipe together. So here we work on the basic tasks, how to put pipe together so that these can be applied out in the field to do larger projects. This is our threading machine where we thread the steel pipe for gas fitting or for heating or for sprinkler fitting. This is a demo that we built a few years ago. It's actually a mock-up of what a heating system would look like in a house. So when students have done the reading and the learning on how heating systems work, we can come out into the shop and actually put water in this and wire it up and run and run the heating system so we can see how all the components actually work. This is our cast iron drainage. Learning the fundamentals is very important, how to put the pipe together, what types of pipe to use for different things. So this program runs for 2 semesters, and the students are together all day, every day. So it becomes a very great cohort, a very great team. One of the things we do is sometimes we'll grab the hockey sticks and head out to the box and play a game of hockey just as a little team building exercise. Piping program is a great opportunity for students who wish to get into the trades and want to get started right away. They can do the learning in high school and even go on and start earning hours towards their apprenticeship. Thanks for coming by, Athena. Hope you enjoyed the tour.
Thanks so much for showing us around the shop, Dave. Let's go check the next program out. Here we are at Walnut Grove Secondary School, host of the Professional Cook 1 program. Let's go inside. We're outside of the cafeteria where the Professional Cook 1 program runs out of. If you're a Walnut Grove student, you may have already experienced the deliciousness that comes out of this program. If you aren't, for 1 month of the year, they run the One Season Bistro, where people from the community can come and try the tasty food. Let's go see what's cooking with Chef Laura Daw, the instructor of the program.
Hey Athena, come on in. Welcome everybody. My name is Chef Laura Daw and I am the VCC Culinary Arts instructor here at Walnut Grove Secondary for our Youth Train and Trade program. So I'm going to take you for a little tour through our kitchen. Here is the first station that we have here, and this is our pastry station. So a lot of professional kitchens, you'll see the pastry station has a wooden table rather than the stainless steel counter, and that works great just for rolling doughs and making bread, which are all things that we do here. Then we'll move over to this counter over here. Again, this one we use more of a salad station, so a garde-manger cold station. This middle section throughout the year turns into my demo station. And then once we open up the restaurant, it could be, again, an extension of the salad station. It could be a sandwich station, an area that doesn't need a lot of cooking because we're not super close to the stoves. And then these kind of 2 stations here would be more of the hot stations. So again, they're a little bit closer to the stoves. So, if you're doing some mise en place and prep and you're chopping and then you're making a soup and you have to check on it regularly, it's a little bit easier to be a little bit closer to the stoves. So that's what our 2 stations here are set up for. And then again, the last prep area that we have here is just over here. Again, could be a hot station. Typically during restaurant service, I turn that into the entremet station, which is our vegetable and starch station, because it's a lot of chopping, and then they move into larger prep items. So they work with the steamer that's close by, or they work together with the hot station here to use the stoves. Here is our dish area. So here in the kitchen we have a professional dishwasher, and I think one of the important aspects of any culinary position or chef position is that you do need to clean up after yourself. Some kitchens have the luxury of having a dishwasher on staff, but some don't. To add a few more little tidbits or information about our program, as an apprentice in your professional cook program, you would typically work towards your Red Seal. And for a Red Seal, you need to have 5,000 hours of workplace experience to achieve that. So this program helps you get there. PC1 will give you 1,000 hours towards your 5,000. So that is a combination of training hours here at the school as well as workplace hours. So it's a great start by the time you finish high school to be done a year 1 of a post-secondary program.
Thanks so much for showing us around, Chef Laura. That brings us to the end of our virtual Youth Train and Trades tour. If you're interested in any of these programs, please see your career advisor or our Career Ed website for more information about applying. If these 7 programs don't quite suit you, but you're still interested in a trade or you're already working in one, the school district offers an apprenticeship program called Youth Work in Trades that allows students to earn credits for high school, hours towards their ITA apprenticeship, and possibly a $1,000 award. If you're interested in Youth Work in Trades, please see your career advisor. Thank you so much for joining us for our virtual Youth Train and Trades tour.